I mean, all players deserve more than what they get compared to what the owners in the league make. There's no question about that. But if you're just looking at the position and where the league is at and how the distribution of the football and the importance of the wide receiver position, the number one wide receiver on the team that has success, how important that is compared to a running back. Because of the way the game is, what is it that the league wants to see? What is it that the fans want to see? They want to see scoring. They want to see the ball in the air. They want to see all of those sort of things. So the league caters toward that from the fan base. Mm-hmm. So receivers are just, I would consider more important than the running back position.
Well, this is saying twice as important.
Yeah, I would probably say that. I mean, that's what it says. Yeah, I would probably say that. And I know it sounds, because I played the position.
Yep.
But the fans want to see the ball in the air. Now, Christian McCaffrey is a special individual.
He is.
He's one of one at his skill set in the National Football League right now. There's no question about it. His age, he's still young. He'll get to another contract in the next year and a half again. Like I told you 3 weeks ago that they were going to do something with him. Yeah, he'll get to another deal.
28 years old.
That's young, though, man.
No,
that's young. For him, no. That's young. He doesn't.
As a person, that's young.
He doesn't. He's the type of back. He's the type of back. His skill set will allow him to play into his mid-30s doing some of the same things because of his ability, the things that he can do. He doesn't have to carry the football 25 times in the game.
Yeah.
You can give him the football 10 in the ground and another 5 on the perimeter and detach him from the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be effective.
Yeah.
Now, Justin Jefferson's money, Minnesota had to do that. They drafted a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. They need these two guys to grow together. You have to keep a centerpiece, and he's the centerpiece of your offense. So you had to give him exactly whatever it was that he wanted. And that's why he cashed in. Right place, right time, all of those sort of things. This is a good deal for Christian McCaffrey, though. You know, if you can get your $24 million in your pocket over the next 12 months, and then they're not going to cut you, and then you can pick up what's ever left to get to the 38 the following year, they going to renegotiate with him.
Yeah, 24 is guaranteed?
Yeah, he's going to get all that today. They're going to give him that today.
I think he got what he deserved. I mean, best running back. Like you said, the receiver position, that's the money position. The quarterback and the receiver, if you're the top receiver.
Top dude going, that's what it is.
You know, I'm looking at, when you look at the best running backs, Josh Jacobs, 14.
Yeah,
Saquon Barkley, 13.5. He's making roughly $4 more million than the next. So I think it's fair conversations. You got to understand too, Key. There's only 4 running backs making next year $10+ million.
Yeah, but Christian McCaffrey, when you start talking about the money side of things, I want y'all to look at it as a 1-year deal at $24 million. That's the way I want you to look at it at that. Don't look at it as a 2-year deal.
Why?
Because the guaranteed money is at $24 million.
Yeah. Okay, but you think you get another one, right?
Yeah, but I was going to say, God forbid if there was anything to happen to him, but to probably, knock on wood, like you say, Skip.
Yeah, I'm knocking.
He's going to get to the 38. He's going to get to that.
Yeah.
But for some weird reason, he doesn't. He gets that 24 in the 12-month calendar.
All right.
That's the way you look at it. Don't look, it's cute to say 2 years, $38 million. But the real money's the $24 million. So he's essentially making $24 million for one season at the running back position.
Okay, so I've been doing this a long time. It is shocking to hear you across the table from me say that receivers are worth twice what running backs are, because I spent so much time around Coach Shula and Coach Landry and Coach Walsh. What did I learn before you were even born?
Before you finish, Skip, think about the names that you said and think about the errors.
I'm about to say. What was I taught from you have to be able to run the football. Everything starts from running the football. And some people, even to this day, think that you need to run it first to throw it right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are, and we've come full circle from the days when, even with Gil Brandt in Dallas, there's an infamous quote from Gil. I know you used to know Gil. May he rest in peace. And the infamous quote I'm going to leave out some of the parts of it, but he said you could find a receiver on any street corner, and I'll just leave it at that.
That's very true.
Dime a dozen. You can just find them anywhere.
Here's what I'm going to stop you at.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to stop you and Gil in his tracks.
Yeah.
Very true. I can find a receiver right now. I can walk down the street, go to the UPS store, and find me a receiver.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be no damn Michael Irvin.
No, he's
and
not.
he ain't gonna be no damn Keyshawn Johnson.
No, and he's not
he ain't gonna be no Jerry
Justin
Rice.
Jefferson,
He ain't gonna be Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Okay, I got you.
So I get it.
All right. So all I was ever taught is give me an Earl Campbell, give me a Jim Brown, give me an OJ, give me a Tony Dorsett even, who's a smaller back, but you still establish the run with Tony Dorsett. Okay? I'm just telling you what this is the way the game used to be, and in some ways it still is.
No, it's not.
Right. Now you get a quarterback who can run.
All right. So,
you don't need a running
here's
back.
Christian McCaffrey. Think about what he pulled off last year. He led the league in rushing. He led the league in touches and total yards, combined yards catching and running, and he led the league in total touchdowns. And if you look at what he did catching the football, he caught 67 balls, which is pretty good. It's like a pretty good receiver's production. And every time he caught a football, it was 8.4 yards. It's pretty good. It works in their offense. It's a lot of yards that he piled up. Okay? I do think he gets docked a little bit because he's in Kyle's offense, and it is made for the running back. And you can also argue that the running back has become dime a dozen because every once in a while you see some guy step in for Kyle because everybody's hurt, and you say, where did he come from? And he gets 120 yards.
He's different, though.
Okay, well, he is.
He's different in this offense. This isn't Mostert. This isn't those guys. He's different in this offense.
But sometimes those guys will get you 110 yards when you least expect it because of the scheme, because of the blocking, because of the creativity of it.
That's very true.
Okay.
But if they can't get you to 110, what else can they do?
Okay.
He can do other things.
Right, so here's the other thing that this league figured out. Christian McCaffrey runs his ass off every play. He ducks his head and he will run through, into, instead of around. He is high contact to me. And he is fearless running between the tackles. Well, at some point, knock on wood, as you know, you're going to expire. That's why I'm with Paul about this. 28 is old for this position because he's already taken a lot of hits.
It's really not for him. Yeah. We're not talking about Earl Campbell. Even Kyle Shanahan says this. You don't picture him losing any of that because of his age. But if that does happen, Christian's always going to be a good football player until he decides not to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at him, he's one-on-one. We're not talking about a traditional pounding running back who's going to touch the football, Ezekiel Elliott, 20, 30 times a game.
Okay, you're making the other case. Go ahead, Paul.
Why is there so much? Like, to me, I don't put a lot of value in a running back. Because when you look at all the championship teams, you don't need a great running back. When you look at the best running backs in the NFL, none of them are championship teams.
That's true.
So why even put this type of value on that?
But that's why they're devaluing them, because the league doesn't believe that you need a running back, a bell cow, to win a championship.
And with the game
different
changing,
than Emmitt Smith, different than OJ, different than Thurman Thomas, different than all of those players. He just happens to be one-on-one. They didn't win the Super Bowl. I mean, they didn't lose the Super Bowl because of him. That's not the reason they lost the Super Bowl. Did they get to the Super Bowl because of him? He was part of it. If he's on the field, the defense got to react to him differently than they do some other running back. They got to respond to the same way. They don't respond the same way to the other running backs as they do him when he lines up in the backfield.
The last time my Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl, and I know it was a long time ago, the main reason was Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, it was Emmitt Smith. The game is different now.
Okay, he wasn't the MVP of the last Super Bowl because that was Larry Brown.
Oh, that was Larry Brown. That's right, yeah.
Okay,
he was MVP in Atlanta.
Yes, 93. After the 93 season. But the point is, they ran like Troy didn't throw it very much. And you look at Troy's passing numbers, and he definitely belongs in the Hall of Fame. But you look at the numbers, and you're like, what?
But you look at his numbers now, they don't even stack up to the average quarterback today.
If you took that same, if the Dallas Cowboys took that same approach in today's game, they wouldn't win a Super Bowl.
Okay, for a while they did. Because starting
that was
Zeke's rookie year, okay, in 2016, they were run the football.
And guess what happened when they got to the playoffs?
Okay, well, they just weren't ready. They just weren't ready. But they still scored, what was it, 30-some points, right?
Yeah, but they also threw the football. Y'all also threw the football, too.
No, I
mean, they throw it a little bit more now than they did back then. But it's all about what the fans want to see, what the NFL wants to see, high scoring flying.
All right.
The receivers, every receiver, for the most part, that are starters and stars on their team are going to have higher salaries than the running backs.
So what was one of the biggest mistakes Jerry Jones ever made in his tenure as the owner and operator of the Dallas Cowboys?
Paying Zeke.
He paid Zeke, and he paid him a lot. Well, he made him the highest paid by far.
Yes.
That was $15 million a year, and that's all the way back.
But what was the real
5 years ago?
Money?
Yeah.
That's all we care about, Skip.
Okay,
We can that back end. It's a $65 million, but he's only really seeing 30 in the first two.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
But
he was worth those couple years at the beginning of his contract. He was worth it.
He hit the wall hard.
Eventually, in your eyes, he hit the wall hard. But you can't tell me when he came back from Cabo in those first 2 seasons on that new deal, Zeke was still good, Skip.
But the production fell way down.
Yes, but they were not paying him for year 5 of the contract. They were only paying him for the first couple years of that contract.
But now we get back into, are you being paid for what you can do or what you did? You know, is it past tense or future?
I don't know another way. I don't know another way.
That's exactly what it is.
I really honestly don't know another way to try to explain it to you that he's only paying you for those first couple years.
Okay. I got it, but they were still stuck with that. It still went on and on and on.
It didn't go on. They didn't go on and on and on. They got rid of him.
Okay, but they took a hit.
You're gonna take a hit because I have to pay a guy this type of money for the first couple years.
All I know is you didn't get the bang for your buck that you expected. You just didn't. Okay? Like Christian McCaffrey is a much safer bet right now because I believe he's going to have a year pretty much like this one.
And that may be the case, right? But again, Skip, I want you to really understand what I'm saying. It's a 1-year deal.
Okay.
And if he gets to the second, great. He'll get the other money. Then he'll finish out the $38 million. But it's a 1-year deal at $24 million.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay, this one is.
This one right here.
Zeke's was bigger than this in totality.
But Zeke's was more of a 2-year deal. I forgot it was a 4-year extension or whatever it was, but it was more of a 2-year extension because that's where the real money is at.
Yeah.
The rest of it, you got to earn it. And if you don't earn it, guess what they're going to say? You're going to be working with Paul Pierce, Keyshawn Johnson, and Skip. That's what happens.
Right.
Okay. But this game has turned on its head because, to your point,
I don't get it.
It's you throw it to the best receiver.
Throw it to the best receiver.
Yeah.
And the best receiver is probably only going to get 9 targets a game if he's lucky.
Okay. And
think about that, though.
Yeah.
Okay. And what crushes me as a Cowboy fan is if we turn this back to my team is now going to feature Ezekiel Elliott in year, what is he up to 9 now? Because that's all we got left. He came back. The prodigal son.
I heard he looks good in OTAs.
Okay, well, I'm sure he looks great with no pads and nobody tackling him and all that. I'm sure he's great. But the point is, we are about to pay CeeDee Lamb more than Justin Jefferson. Okay?
We will. Close.
No, I think we'll pay more.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And Jamar might get more before this all comes down.
I'm not starting anything less than 108 on guaranteed money. We're going to start at 108 if I'm CeeDee Lamb.
Guaranteed money.
Yeah, we're going to start at 108.
Yeah.
And I need at least 90. What did Justin got? 89. I need at least 95 due up on signing.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to start.
Okay.
Let's have that conversation, Jerry.
This is just me. CeeDee Lamb is better than Justin Jefferson.
You think so?
Yes, he is.
I like CeeDee a lot, too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have that conversation.
I don't know.
Because every time I have a conversation about a receiver being better than another receiver, they beat me up on social media.
Do they? I thought you didn't read your social media.
I don't need to read it. People tell me.
Oh, well, that's even worse.
I got producers like you, and they say, hey, man, look what this guy said.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb is tougher than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
That's just me. He's got that dog in him, and it barks loudly.
Justin Jefferson is really good.
Yeah.
And CeeDee Lamb is really good. That's all I'm going to say.
Really good.
And they both deserve to get paid.
All right. Well, I think Christian McCaffrey actually deserves more than he got. That's just me, but that's the position
He's
that he
making
plays.
$24 million in 1 year, Skip.
That's the dinosaur position, Skip.
Yeah.
It's 24.
That's the dinosaur position now.
It is a dinosaur position. And you still got to have it to win.
No, you don't need it to win.
You don't think so?
No, you got to have a running back to win. You got to run the football at some point.
Yeah.
You have to run the football at some point.
I mean,
it's like saying in basketball. It's like saying in basketball, we don't ever have to shoot threes, but we don't win a bunch of games.
The equivalent to that is you don't need a center in basketball.
Yeah, it'd be the other way around. That's
no,
true.
you do need a center.
No, you don't.
Because you need a rim protector.
You got to understand, Draymond was a center.
Is he a rim protector?
No.
But they had a rim protector in Looney, right?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a rim protector.
No, he didn't close the games out. But I'm just saying that's the equivalent, a running back, to what basketball is equivalent. Like, you don't really need a center.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.